What is up, YouTube? Chase Oliver 68 here. So, I just thought I should do this video so people can kind of get to know my top 10 favorite wrestlers of all time. Before we get started, this episode of Chase Oliver 68 has been brought to you by BlissTex, and not only BlissTex, Marisco's Cancun Burritos. Damn, these things are good. But, anyways, as I put on the chopstick on my lips, the BlissTex, I thought, do a couple of videos, of saying who I am as a wrestling fan, and you guys get to know a lot of stuff. Probably do one every Saturday, who knows. But yeah, so this video is also going to be a 2-in-1. It's going to be also what I'm going to be doing for tonight and Sunday night's videos. So let's get this started. So I decided to kick this kind of thing off so you guys get to know me a little bit more as my top 10 favorite wrestlers of all time. You guys probably gone on my channel, see my top 10 current wrestlers. Those are current wrestlers. Just because they're on the top 10 there doesn't mean they will be on the top 10 here. It all depends, yada yada yada. Let's go on. So let's start off number 10. Do note this though. I am from the 2000 age. I started watching wrestling in 2000. I am not in the era of, the golden age or the attitude. Like, I watched the attitude era stuff. But just because, I won't have Hulk Hogan or Macho Man on here, older fans don't hate, it's because I didn't grow up watching them. It's just that simple. I didn't grow up watching those guys. And I just don't feel it's right for me to say Randy Savage is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time when I didn't even grow up watching the dude. I've only seen him on DVD. I never got to experience the true macho madness. I didn't get to experience being a Hulkamaniac. I've never experienced that. So that's why, if they're not on my list, there is why. So we're going to kick off with number 10. Number 10, he's a current WWE wrestler. He's Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio is one of my favorites. Reason being is because I remember seeing a little bit of his stuff in WCW back in '98. I didn't watch Wrestling Full Force till 2000, and then my friend told me WCW sucks and you only have to watch WWF because we were little kids. And so I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll believe him. And I remember watching stuff in '98, and then I remembered him when he debuted in 2002. I was like, I swear I saw this guy before, and I wasn't mistaken. It was Rey Mysterio. I was freaking out because I loved his stuff in WCW. I like him now. Yes, I know it. He's kind of like for the kids. He's basically a market tool, but he's still one of my favorites. It doesn't matter. I enjoy his work. He works well with everyone. I think that he puts on some of the better matches for the WWE. I'm glad he got a world championship. I marked out really hard when he won a world championship. So, yeah. Number 9. Well, another current WWE superstar, John Cena. John Cena is my number 9 because, if you think about it, if you watch my John Cena injury video, you already know why. I grew up watching John Cena. John Cena is my Hulk Hogan. John Cena is my Stone Cold. I got to see John Cena rise up from the top to where he is now. So, that's my reasoning for John Cena being number 9. I know certain wrestlers higher up are people I didn't grow up watching that well, but I've known them longer and I've enjoyed them more than the John Cena or the Rey Mysterio. Number 8, Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero has to be number 8 for me, just because when I was a little kid, I always loved Eddie Guerrero. I loved his catchphrases. I lie, I cheat, I steal. I enjoyed his catchphrases. He's one of my favorite mic workers of all time. He's one of my favorite, gimmicks, if you will, like his gimmick of where he would hit someone with the chair and then lay down like this, and then tell the crowd to be quiet and just be like, shh, don't talk, I'm trying to sell, I just love that. I love that Eddie Guerrero character. May you rest in peace, man. Number 7, this was a hard one for me when I was making my list. I was thinking, who could I put at number 7? Realized, well, this guy, he's probably on almost everyone's list, maybe even higher up, maybe not for me. Just because I didn't grow up watching him that well. He didn't come into my life until 2002. That is the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels, without a doubt, one of the best in-ring performers today. Not without a doubt, one of the best. He has enjoyable matches. They call him Mr. WrestleMania just for his enjoyable matches. I believe that's why they call him Mr. WrestleMania, even though he has a losing record. But nonetheless, Shawn Michaels, there's always a match that you can just put him with someone and they'll be enjoyable. I remember watching Monday Night Raw in 2004, I believe. He had a match with Shelton Benjamin, and I thought that was the greatest match ever. And the Triple Threat WrestleMania 20 match is probably one of my favorite matches. He did wonders in that match. Number 6, Triple H. the game, the thing, and also sponsored by Refreshing Water. Yep, that's right. Triple H is one of my favorites. I always, when I was a little kid, Triple H was just such a badass to me. Like, I always thought he was such a badass. Like, I don't know why. It was just something about him. He would come out to the ring and stuff, and you would hear either My Time or Time to Play the Game, and all of a sudden, you would just feel like, shit's about to go down. And you see Triple H, he does that water spit that I just did. Maybe it's on the camera a little bit. Let me wash that off for you guys so you guys don't have to deal with water. Wow, what an idiot. Who spits water in the air? But anyways, besides that, I always just thought Triple H was such a badass when I was a little kid. Like, I don't know, he just seems like such a badass to me, and I just always loved the Triple H. God, Triple H is just one of my favorites. Sure, he's a backstage politic, he's a bitch, but I don't care. Triple H, I dig the Triple H character. I love Triple H. Triple H is one of my... He's number 6 for a reason. He's just such a badass. Like, I don't know why. There was something about him when I was a little kid that made me feel like a badass. And even today, I always think Triple H is a badass, even though he made a shitty kids movie called The Chaperone. Way to ruin my childhood. But anyways, besides that, we go on to number 5. Number 5. Now, this is kind of weird. I know people are going to be like, why'd you put him at number 5? You could have put better wrestlers, but this is my list. I'm not going to be like that internet smart people that go, oh, I choose these wrestlers because everyone else likes them. No, this is my list. I'm not going to be smart. Number 5, this may shock people, Dave Bautista. Wait, what? You chose Batista over great wrestlers down there? You don't have Daniel Bryan, you don't have CM Punk, you're not a true wrestler. Shut up. Okay, sorry that I don't have those indie guys. I'm sorry. I have Chris Hero on my current favorite wrestlers list and CM Punk on there. Does that make you indie fans happy? I'm pretty sure it should, but they're not on my all-time favorite list. But hear me out why I chose Batista. When I was a little kid, Batista, like, you know when I said Triple H was a badass? Batista, now he was a fucking badass. There was Goldberg. Goldberg arguably could be on my all-time favorite list. He's not. Sorry if I spoiled that for any of you, but there's this badass. And he was just so... He took out Goldberg that one night on Raw. I was like, how could this guy do this? He was amazing to me. And then not to mention in 2005, probably, in my opinion, one of the best pushes WWE has done to a superstar in Dave Bautista. Probably one of my most favorite enjoyable feuds in wrestling was between Batista and Triple H. The build-up to that was just sick. And you have Batista with the SmackDown contract. You know, he was looking at the SmackDown contract, looking at the Raw contract, and Triple H and Ric Flair like, all thumbs up, and then Batista's all like, fuck you, thumbs down, bam. Yes, I know Batista botches a lot, but dude, he was a worker. People always said Batista didn't know how to carry a match. He carried matches just fine. Watch some JBL matches. Who's doing most of the work with Batista? And like I said, Batista, with the right people, he can put on a good match. Remember Batista versus Undertaker WrestleMania 23? I thought that was a pretty damn good match. I'm not going to lie. Could have been match of the year candidate. And he just has those, he can have good matches. Edge, he has good matches with. You just got to put him with the right guy. And to me, I feel Batista was number 5 on the list for a reason, because I enjoyed the crap out of Batista. Whenever Batista's going to return, I'm going to mark out. I was one of those kids, you know, I did like John Cena as a little kid, but I was just a little bit more of a fan of Batista, just because he looked so big and so strong. It was just like, you wouldn't want to fuck with Batista. And then there was always those discussions. I remember SummerSlam 2008, when Batista and Cena first wrestled. I had friends over, and we were all hyped up. That was a match we wanted to see. We could care less about the rest of the fucking card, but we were all hyped up. We were around the TV for this. Like, we knew wrestling was fake. We were all older back then. We were sophomores, I believe, in high school, and we were all just psyched to see this match, because this is when we were little kids. This was our Rock and Austin. This was like Rock and Austin to us. We grew up watching both of these guys rise, and now we get to see the collision. And when Batista won, I was just flipping out. Batista, you're awesome. Love you, man. You are one of my favorites for a reason. Number 4. What? Number 4. What? Number 4. Okay, give me a down bear. That's right. Stone Cold Steve Austin's number 4. Back when I was 2000, all of a sudden you're down. I would freak out. He would change his theme music every week. Like, just the glass just gets to me. It was just like, oh, hearing the glass just really shatter will just be like, damn, that's just something to me. Like, I will always get shudders when I hear the glass. Like, it was just something about that. Hearing the glass just got me shudders and chills. And then I remember, this may be embarrassing, but think about it. I was a little kid at the time. 2001, it was a WrestleMania 17 party when I was a little kid. It's at my friend's house. We were watching on this little small TV. And probably the size of my TV back there, if you guys can see it, that's considered small to me, and considering this day of age. I remember watching WrestleMania 17, and when Austin turned heel, call me a pussy if you will, or call me passionate, I was crying my eyes out. I was like, Stone Cold, no, you can't turn heel. Stone Cold, no, you're one of my favorites. Stone Cold, no, don't do it, Stone Cold. I was crying. And then later on my friends were calling me traitor, you're a traitor for liking Stone Cold. Stone Cold's a meanie, like, well, we didn't say meanie, but one of us got in trouble for saying a bad word, which I will not say on this programming. Bitch! But anyways, I remember just crying my eyes out and just being like, Stone Cold, you can't do it, Stone Cold, Stone Cold. Like, I was just crying my eyes out. That was just a terrible, terrible thing for me, especially as a little kid. And then when he was heel, I still kind of enjoyed him. I still got chills hearing the glass. That's about it. Number 3. Hold up. You gotta get this for this guy. Finally! No, not yet. Finally! The Rock has come back to Los Angeles! That's right, The Rock is number 3 on my list. The Rock. Like I said, I was more of a Stone Cold guy than The Rock. But just because The Rock, I just like what The Rock has done with the company. He's never been the backstage bitch like Stone Cold has. That's why Stone Cold's a little bit lower on the list than The Rock. The Rock, though, man, this guy, he can do everything. He can entertain, he can perform in the ring. He's just one of those overall guys, and I'm so happy, that he's doing well in his movie career. In my opinion, I think he's doing well. People bash his Disney movies, but have you guys even seen any of them? The game plan, first of all, was not even that bad. I did watch Tooth Fairy. I watched it with my little cousin. Not using that as an excuse, I did. And I picked a movie, too. We went to Blockbuster. I had to babysit her. And we went to Blockbuster, and she's like, pick out the movie we're going to watch. And I picked out Tooth Fairy. Yeah, I picked out Tooth Fairy. Did I enjoy it? Hell yeah, I did. Tooth Fairy was bomb as shit. Go check it out. You agree with me. Race to Witch Mountain. It wasn't the best Rock movie. But then, he does have those action movies. The Rundown, Walking Tall. Pretty good action movies. I believe it's called Faster. I want to say Faster. And of course, Fast 5, where I got finally my dream match as a little kid. Who would win in a fight between Rock and Vin Diesel? When I saw the first Fast and the Furious, and I saw Vin Diesel for the first time, I was like, Daddy, I want to see Rock versus Vin Diesel. That would be such a cool match. And my dad was like, yeah, that would be a cool match. And then I heard Rock was in Fast 5, and I heard there was a fight scene in Vin Diesel. Holy shit, did I get excited. I got so excited for that. That was something that I marked out for, even though it wasn't a wrestling match. And I was so into it in the movie theater. I looked like a little fucking nerd. I went to go see Fast 5, and I was all like, get him, Rock, get him. Like, I was just all into it. I was like doing these faces and stuff and moving around like a little kid. It was just awesome. But The Rock, I love his acting. He does great stuff. For all those bashing Tooth Fairy, like I said, go watch that damn movie. It's a good freaking movie. It's better than that one Randy Orton movie he has. What's it called? That's What I Am, which sucked. It only was supported by Ed Harris. But anyways, enough about bitching about Randy Orton. Let's get on to number 2. And number 2, he's someone currently on my current wrestlers list. He's in TNA. I know what you're all thinking. You probably think it's the phenomenal AJ Styles. Well, AJ Styles is not number 2. Number 2 is actually Kurt Angle. Now, you're wondering, but wait, if you were a little kid, why did you like Kurt Angle? When I was a little kid and I was choosing favorite wrestlers, like, as a little kid, I chose people who made me laugh. Anyone who made me laugh was, like, instantly my favorite. And Kurt Angle was such a goofball, it worked with me. I mean, he was hilarious. I loved the Kurt Angle. I'm gonna go drink a glass of milk. And then he would just say funny stuff like, I just always loved Kurt Angle, and I just loved that goofball gimmick. And then when he had that serious gimmick, I just remember that one promo before the Year's Revolution. I think the Iraqis are going to beat the U.S. in the war. And should I say my favorite country is France? See, I could say anything and to these idiots, and they will still cheer for me. And then you hear the fans in the background cheer. Oh, I love that promo. It's hilarious. Like, I know it's bad what he said, but I just love how the fans were all into Angle. You know, Angle is just one of those guys you can like. I'm not digging his current TNA run. I loved his TNA run earlier, but right now, Kurt, I fear for his health. I fear for what he's doing outside of wrestling. I just wish he gets better. I really have my scary vision that Kurt Angle's going to hit a moonsault, and the worst to come. I don't want to say it. I don't want it to happen. I just wish Kurt took a break. He's still going to be one of my second favorite of all time. He is such an enjoy to watch. He is just great. He was my inspiration to join wrestling in high school, pretty much. So, if that sums it all up, yeah, Kurt Angle is one of my favorites. And then we go on to my number one, and number one is probably an internet smart kind of thing. Most people do like him. He's probably on many first favorite all-time lists. That would be Chris Jericho. I loved Chris Jericho. My first promo was the 1004 hold promo, which is on the Best of Nitro DVD, which I jizzed all over because I was so happy that I saw my favorite promo and my first promo of all time, and I'm glad I have it on DVD because that just gets me happy. I'm glad I have the Chris Jericho promo on my DVD set. First promo ever as a kid. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm loving it. Chris Jericho, man, he just does it all. Talk about a guy that can mix different styles around. Chris Jericho's that guy. Lucha Libre, Japanese, American, bam. Is he funny? Hell yeah. And his new gimmick. God, his new gimmick. I just loved that new gimmick. I was eating it up. I was like, God, Chris Jericho can play face or heel easily. He doesn't need to be the goofball as a heel. He can just easily beat his dick. I just love Chris Jericho. He's my favorite of all time, by far. So yeah. So hopefully this gives you guys an insight on who my top 10 favorites of all time. You guys are welcome to post down below who your guys' top 10 favorites of all time. This video may be running longer than usual, but I felt like this video should be known so that way you guys know who are my favorites and who I mark out for. Also, an update. Tonight will be a UFC 131 video, so check that out. I will be sure to give my thoughts on tonight's fights. And also, Sunday, do not expect a Slammiversary review. The reason being is because my dad, I'm throwing a go-away party for my dad. My dad's leaving my house to go out on a job out of state so he can provide income for my family. It sucks, it blows, but hey, it is what it is. We have to all move on in life. So, and the money's really good. And right now in these economic times, my family, we're looking to get as much as we can get. So, that's good enough for me. I'm hoping for the best of luck for him. So instead I will have my NBA thoughts. It may be later than usual since I'm throwing a party. So expect the NBA thoughts video with probably a couple of my friends. Hopefully it's not a Dallas win for the championship. If it is, expect me to get shit on during the video. But if it isn't, I'll be so happy to say the words, Game 7. Game 7 just gets me so excited. But anyways, thank you all for watching this video. Like always, subscribe above, comment down below, like or dislike this video. I think I repeated it twice, but it's okay. To refreshing your guys' brains, I guess. So, going close to the camera, you all know what that means.